Hi! So, I was a little unmotivated to jump back into the fray because I took a break. I don't know how it works, don't ask. So, today we're doing OC shenanigans because I thought I'd do something self-indulgent to kickstart my YouTube juices. So, there's this popular challenge running around on TikTok. Well, I don't know if it's so relevant. I actually don't use TikTok, but I'm gonna pretend it's relevant. The challenge is to take one of your original characters and draw them in different forms, like drawing them as a guy if they're a chick, or drawing a younger or older version of them. And I thought, hell, why don't I give it a try? So, meet our specimen for today, Indigo Toxin. Indigo is one of, if not my oldest character. I came up with her back in 2021, not that long ago, but still. I was watching a show called Carmen Sandiego, and the show had a spy codename gimmick, and I decided to come up with a bunch of my own code names, and while I was brainstorming, I spurted the name Indigo Toxin, and she stuck with me ever since. Indigo's gone through a butt ton of changes over the 3 years I've known her, both design-wise and story-wise. Here's the oldest drawing I have of her to the second most recent. I've also got some semblance of a canon story for her, but it's not too tied down. Here's the gist. Indigo was born, or at least she thinks she was born with it, half-blind. She was part of a wealthy family of proficient poison brewers. In fact, she was the daughter of the head of the family, so she's kind of like next in line. When she was born and her parents noticed her left eye couldn't see, they decided, oh no, a defect! Well, time to gaslight and mistreat her for most of her childhood. And Indigo put up with that for 10 years until when her and her family was visiting another city, she slipped away from them in the crowd and bumped into my other character, Vis. And Vis pulled an extroverted opposite introvert and dragged her over to Alden, my other character, and said they were keeping her. And then she just started living in Alden's castle. Alden's a prince, by the way, and she served as an apprentice to the king's potioneer. Personality-wise, she's eager to please people because she hates disappointing them. When she was growing up, she was treated as nothing but a letdown. She sees this second life as a chance to prove that she's competent at living and potion making. She's very bookish and is enthusiastic about learning stuff, but admittedly she doesn't branch out much from reading about potion and plant related stuff. And now some notes about the art. I was trying really hard to keep her on model throughout all the drawings. Of course, her face is gonna need to be changed because, you know, boy version, older version, blah blah blah. But I tried to keep the key features consistent. You tell me if I pulled that off. I draw her right eye looking in a different direction from her left one. From what I've observed, sometimes eyes that can't see just stare off into space in a different direction from the seeing one. So I thought I'd implement that in her design. And here's the final. Next, the gender bent version. The last drawing had Indy just staring off into space with her arm up, looking anxious, blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to do a better job portraying the story this time around, so I thought I'd give male Indy something to hold. So I drew him reading a book. I also shifted his outfit around because the previous outfit is a type of uniform for potion brewers in the palace, and I reckoned they'd have a different uniform for guys and girls. I actually ended up liking male Indy's outfit more. I don't know why, I just think it's neat. Oh yeah, Indigo's nickname is Indy, and I thought, hey, since it's a male version, maybe why not, like, make his nickname Ego? So, Indy for female and Ego for the male version, yeah. Aside from the book to, you know, make more storytelling things, I added a potion holder belt to his costume, and I liked the belt so much, I added it to all the other drawings. It was just really neat. And I added, like, one glowy potion to the belt so that it would illuminate the signature under the book. A note about the way hair covers Indigo's eye. Indigo hides her eye because she's afraid that people will see it and mark her down as incompetent. I don't know, the girl has issues, shush. It's also a driving force in her character development in the story. She also doesn't like it when people stare at it, and the face full of hair was somehow more inconspicuous than the blind eye, so she just walks around like that. And here is Ego, done and dusted. Up next, Indy as a small child. So again, Indigo didn't exactly have the best childhood. In the Toxin family, you're either a prodigy or a failure, no in between. And if you're a failure, well, they're not going to shame and humiliate you by proclaiming to the world you're a failure. No, that'd be them admitting the family as weaklings. So they hide you. They keep you in the back. They teach you the basics of potion making and the slight chance you'll catch up and turn out to be a prodigy after all. But if you can't catch up by the time you're 12, you're out. Yeah, it's cutthroat, but I needed the family to be as messed up as possible, so yeah. I actually don't have much experience drawing small kids, but I tried my best. She's roughly 3 to 5 years old here, and she's wearing the Toxin family attire. I altered her skin color to be a bit paler here. She didn't get to go outside much when she was younger. Hell, the entire family didn't go outside much. And that Smol Indigo finished. Next! So, in the original challenge, this was supposed to be royalty, but that kind of nonplussed me. And Indy was already part of a wealthy family anyway, so she was practically royalty. So instead, I just drew her as an adult. Roughly 27 to 29 years old here. This challenge was pretty good practice for me to portray different ages in my art. So you've probably noticed that adult Indy doesn't hide her eye anymore. That's because at this point, she's not self-conscious about her eye and is way more self-confident. Looking at the drawing now, it's so odd to see Indigo act happy. She used to be the same character archetype as Raven from Teen Titans, and then I shifted her over to be more of an eager-to-please but anxious character. In both those versions, I barely drew her smiling. And then I drew adult Indigo and decided it was kind of nice seeing her smile more, so now whenever I do learn my sketchbook, she smiles more laughed at. I just find it oddly wholesome. I don't know, I'm weird. Oh, and I know some of you are gonna point this out, so I might as well get to it first. Yes, I know the wedding ring is on the wrong hand. I messed it up at some point during the sketch, and by the time I realized it was already too late. Just shh, pretend she took it off the brew potions or something and then absent-mindedly stuck it on the wrong hand. I don't know. And that's a wrap for Adult Indigo. Time for the last one, Villain Indigo. I had an interesting time thinking up ways Indigo would be driven to villainy. I reckon that if she managed to prove she was a prodigy early, then her family would start spoiling and praising her, and that would rot her little brain and she'd grow up to be a mild sociopath. So she went from gaslighting and verbal abuse to high praise and ego boosting. If I did my research correctly, that's a recipe to create a sociopath. If my research is wrong, well, she at least acts like one. Think Azula and Red Sun combined. Oh, and speaking of Azula, remember how Azula took over the Dai Li really easily? Yeah, Evil Indy does the same thing with the Toxin family. Poison her parents, usurp the throne, and take charge of the poison trading empire. I figured that Villain Indigo, to hide her weakness, would get a glass eye instead of just hiding the eye with her hair. To portray the glass eye, I tried having it point in a different direction, like the regular blind eye, but since the glass eye is fully colored and draws attention to itself, the eye looked more like a mistake than an intentional detail. So I tried adding less detail on the eye to imply that it was fake, and I made the pupil bigger too, but it still looks more like I made a mistake and forgot to color it properly. I don't know, man. I don't have anything else. I'm quite proud of her outfit design. It emulates the vibe of the Toxin family, and the Toxin crest looks pretty cool in my opinion. Though I'd like to add that both this outfit and this one aren't the final designs for the Toxin family attire. I had to come up with them on the spot, so they're just placeholders. But I will be basing the second iteration largely on this one, so I think it's pretty solid. It's neat looking. And that's Poison Empire Ruler Indigo Toxin, all finished. These are all gonna be posted on my DeviantArt, by the way, linked down below. I recently blew up because my death fan art got really popular. It's pretty nice having so much art of Indigo that I can reference back on in the future. I actually haven't drawn her in digital for months, so it's neat having pieces with her new updated design. If you do this challenge too, let me know. I'd like seeing it, and I've started a Discord server. Yay! It's pretty janky, and I'm still working on a couple bits with the help of my friends, but if you want to share your art with me more easily, now you can. Link below. Hopefully I'll have to say this next bit without sounding egotistical. So there's a channel made specifically for submitting fan art for me. You don't need to make fan art to join, this just there in case you do, but I wanted to do that thing where I display fan art at the end of a video, so yeah, leave them there if you want to get featured. I have actually made this because 2 people have already made fan art for me, and I wanted to feature them today, but I am dumb and didn't save their drawings immediately, and for the life of me, I cannot remember their usernames, and YouTube doesn't let you look up community posts in the watch history search bar. It's trash and a bunch of other dumb IT problems. So I formally apologize if you're that one person I said I'd feature but waited to no avail. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can resubmit in the Discord server. Okay, that's all. Eat mangoes and be a catastrophe. Bye.